Who are McMaster alumni? From coast to coast in every corner of the world, we work, lead, contribute, and volunteer in all industries and fields of work. We take our community spirit with us, our creativity and technical strengths, along with our unique problem-solving skills, to make a difference for others, collaborating and innovating to take on the big questions facing the world. We make an impact. McMaster University's alumni community is one of the foundations of our success. Alumni achievements, leadership, and service shape not only the university, but also the communities, industries, and causes they support around the world.
Get involved. So get involved either at McMaster or in community. Understand what you're passionate about, follow those passions. I know sometimes that sounds cliche, but it often works. Start to build that network through that involvement. So as I get involved, that means starting to build that network. Again, I was very fortunate to be given many opportunities in that initial 10 years with the city of Hamilton. Ended up working twice or two different times for the city of Hamilton for a little over 20 years in total. But my point being is that there were mentors along the way. So when you get involved, you meet some great individuals who will mentor if you're willing to open yourself up for that. But my key message is get involved.
Well, I think the first thing is that they chose a really good area, because nursing is a wonderful profession, not just because it gives you the opportunity to work with people and help people, but it also is a springboard to all kinds of other professions. You can never go wrong, I don't think, with the knowledge that you acquired while you were in nursing. So I would really encourage them to enjoy their excellent choice, but also to think out of the box in terms of how they might use this education in a wide variety of things.
The best way to seek out opportunity and take advantage of those things that are in front of you is kind of, don't be afraid to try new things. Don't be afraid to take some risks. And most importantly, I think, use your network of McMaster alumni, use your network and talk to people. Talk to them about what they're doing what they've done in their career, what's happening in their industry, things that they've learned, mistakes that they've made. But go out and talk to people. I actually found that to be one of the most, for me personally, difficult, because I am an introvert. But at a point in time when I was out working for a little while, I spoke to a colleague, actually a gentleman that had actually hired me, and he says, the best thing you can do is build your network and go out and talk to people. Talk to them about what's happening in the industry, about their experiences. And it's really hard to do initially, but you'll find that once you start, it will actually flow, and they'll introduce you to other people that you probably would be interested in talking to. And that's actually how I entered the industry that I'm in right now, is just through that process, just getting out and talking to people. So I think it's really important.
It's Nelson Mandela's quote, "Make your choices reflect your dreams, not your fears." And that's one of those truths that, the longer you live, the louder that saying is for me. Fear is loud and it's persuasive, and it shows up disguised as logic and practicality and all these other things, whispering like, play it safe, and you can't afford to fail, or what if it doesn't work? And before you know it, you're just living a life that you didn't really intend to live, a life of regret instead of chasing possibilities. And your dreams really need your attention. They ask you to take the risk and make the leap. And I think if your choices throughout aren't really aligned with your dreams, your visions that you want to manifest, then you're just managing your fears. You're not really living your life.
I think the most important thing to remember is to have empathy for others, because empathy encourages us to be kind. It encourages us to be inclusive. It encourages us to be compassionate and non-judgmental. And if we have those core values and we carry them with us every single day, I think we can work towards peace in the world. if we all remember to have empathy.
Look, if you've had the privilege of being about to or having crossed the convocation stage, really take the time to look at what got you there. You've already won by getting to this moment, but now it's about what you do next. And there's a difference between confidently striding across that stage, knowing that you said yes to everything you possibly could. And there's a difference between just getting by. And this is another thing on the list. And I would encourage all of you, because I've done convocations that fit into both categories. I would encourage all of you to think back to what would have made you more confident, or what put that pep in your step. And for me, it's usually been that I can look myself in the mirror and say, I said yes to everything that this opportunity offered me. I gave 110%, maybe not every day, maybe not every hour, but to the experience, I gave myself over to it. And I think that's where post-secondaries and institutions are really impactful, but that's where life is really impactful as well. So I encourage you, if maybe you said a half-hearted yes, or maybe you said a full-bore yes, to continue that analysis and continue that energy into your next steps, because you won't regret it for sure.
Today we welcome the newest members to this vibrant alumni community that stretches across the globe. Like every class before them, they will look to build their future with ambition and optimism, and at times, some apprehension. The class of 2025 student experience was one that was touched by the global pandemic and armed students with opportunities to learn adaptability and build resilience as they adjusted to those unique set of challenges. Let's hear from some of this year's graduates as they reflect on their time at McMaster.
I want to say thank you to my mom and dad. Thank you, Mama and Tata, for everything that you did for me these last 4 years. I'm so grateful for you supporting me, and I wouldn't have been able to graduate without you guys. I also want to say thank you to my friends and my partner for supporting me through everything. It's been hard and long, but you guys were there for me in really tough times, and I wouldn't have been able to make it without you guys.
To my loved ones, my parents, my sister, my boyfriend, my noni, and my other family and friends. Thank you so much for supporting me through the ups and downs of university. Your love and encouragement have inspired me to be the person that I am today, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without you. And I know that all of the skills and everything that I've learned here throughout my time at university will carry me beyond my time at McMaster, and I'm very thankful and grateful to see what comes next. So I have lots of very special and memorable memories from my time at McMaster. I've been very involved with my faculty for the Social Sciences Society, so I have some great memories there. I was actually the lead role in the musical for the first ever Social Sciences musical, so that was also really fun.
My favorite memory at Mac was Mac Fest. Graduating out of COVID, we didn't get to have our graduation. It was incredibly awesome to see our entire Mac community come together for Mac Fest at the end of the semester, especially 2 years out of COVID. That memory really solidified the community that I found at Mac, and I really credit my parents for that.
I'm gonna give a shout out to my mother. The mother who was there for me even when I couldn't fully be there for myself. The mother who was there for me the nights I was cramming for an anatomy midterm the next day, who would deliver chai to my room because she knew I wanted that even when I didn't tell her. She could read my mind even when I couldn't read my own. I want to give a shout out to the mother who's been there for me these past 4 years of university and who continues to be there for me throughout every single moment of my life. I love you, Mom. Thank you so much for being the person I give a shout out to today. And if there is a favorite memory that I have from these past 4 years, it's my memory in the mundane moments of these past 4 years. Because sometimes it's those mundane moments that make the most special memories. And I think that mundane moment that comes to my mind right now has been those moments right before an exam, when everyone is cramming in IWC, stressing out about their midterm, about their exam that they have. And there's so many different emotions in that room. But at the core of each and every single one of those emotions is community. It's when we all come together with from so many different programs, from so many different backgrounds, from so many different emotions, and we all come there for that one shared purpose. And that one shared purpose is to learn. It's sometimes just to pass, but it's also to just come together and just to celebrate those small wins of our lives, such as having another exam, having the opportunity to learn. And so that's definitely one of my favorite moments at McMaster.
My Mac experience couldn't be possible without people like my dad, my friends, and even supervisors, who I like to call Auntie Sonia. And some of my favorite memories are really simple things, like sitting down at the track and having lunch with my friends.
One of my favorite memories about McMaster has to be when I first stepped into the research lab. That moment changed my path and put me in the path that I'm following today to pursue my master's. I also will always cherish the lettuce eating competition that I did with my friends, in which we all just stand in front of the YHE field to eat a lettuce all together. So I'm very thankful to McMaster.
I want to thank my mother and my father and my late grandmother, as each of them have been there for me throughout it all. They have gave me hope when I felt lost. They gave me hugs when I needed comfort, and they loved me unconditionally no matter what my grades were in first year. I want to specifically thank my mother for her unconditional love and for always giving me room to grow. She has always provided patience and time and never ever turned her shoulder towards me. I want to thank you, Mom, for everything that you have done. I would not be here graduating without you. It has all just been a crazy experience, and I wouldn't be able to do it without my family, as they are my rock for absolutely everything. And I know, like, at the end of the day, wherever I go from here, I know that I will always be running back to my home, where I will find my mom and dad with open arms. I met such amazing lifelong friends and a wonderful partner, and they have given me the opportunity to really experience what healthy relationships should be in life. And if it wasn't for meeting these people, I don't think I would be the person I am today. And whether it was like restless nights at Thode Library or just the simplicity of walking around campus and feeling like I am possible of achieving great things in life, it's going to be very hard to say goodbye to McMaster and Hamilton, and I'm quite sad about it, but I know that those memories will actively live in my mind for the rest of my life.
Hello, class of 2025. We are graduates now. Congratulations to everyone. And before anything, I would like to thank people who made this journey unforgettable for me. My parents, my friends, my roommate, and everyone in between. Being an international student, I would always look forward to coming back home, and that's what my motivation was, to give my best in my semester. And to my friends that I made from all different parts of the world, thank you so much. Staying up late night with you guys studying, preparing our cheat sheets, and trying out different restaurants. These are all memories which I'm gonna cherish forever.
I want to thank my roommates who have been with me since my very first day at McMaster. They've gotten me through a lot of really tough times. I also want to thank Dr. Jessica Maxwell, who has given me so many opportunities I never thought I'd have the opportunity to have. And my mom, who has gotten me through a lot of really hard times as well. She's the reason I'm here, the reason I've gotten through my 4 years here. And my best memory at McMaster has been probably Welcome Week 2024. I had the chance to plan Welcome Week 2024 with the Faculty of Social Sciences and 2 other planners, Sarah and Savannah. And we got to hire a really amazing group of reps and work with them, and that was amazing. And we also got to work with faculty planners from all the other different faculties, which was so amazing, and so amazing to meet them and work with them. And it was just the greatest experience ever.
I'd really like to thank my mom and my dad for always being there for me and supporting me whenever I need a hand, and also my friends I've made in BDC, especially like Karina and Josh, who's always been there supporting me, whether it's through my trials and tribulations or even like through the exciting moments and supporting me all through McMaster. And one of my favorite memories at McMaster was definitely Welcome Week when I was a representative for the science faculty. I really enjoyed my time there, really helping first year students. I remember myself in first year and how different I am like now, and I'm so glad because of the McMaster community. It really brought out my personality, and I'm just so thankful for my experiences there.
I'd have to say my memory of a special McMaster memory would be just anytime I had to walk around campus in the evening with my friends. So if that was walking from badminton intramurals or like walking from a New Spring Club meeting, I just felt like we had so many great conversations and interactions whenever my friends and I would just like walk home to the bus stop or like walk each other home. It felt very wholesome and beautiful.
My favorite memory from McMaster was being a part of Welcome Week and welcoming over 600 first years to Brandon residents, being able to plan all of their events and help them settle into their new home for the next 4 years.
I want to thank my mom and dad for all their unwavering support throughout my time here at McMaster. Mom, thank you so much for all the time you spent cooking and freezing meals for me so I could have a taste of home at school while you were far away. And Dad, thank you so much for all the hours you spent in the car driving me to and from school. I appreciated all that time we spent together, even though it was so early in the morning. One of my favorite memories at McMaster was participating in Welcome Week. I did it all 3 years since second year, and it was such an amazing experience to have a community of such inclusive, welcoming people. Usually you can't find as many amazing people in one place at one time as I did during Welcome Week, and I'm so grateful for all the memories we made together, and I'll never forget all the cheers that we did together. My favorite one might be when I found out there were other Latinos on campus, like getting to know them. I remember the first Olas event that I went, which now I'm president, which is crazy to think. But we were learning how to dance bachata and merengue, but I already knew how to dance, so I had to act like I didn't to feel more at home in the environment. So we were dancing and I was just making fun of the instructor, which was a friend of mine, with my friends, and I was being obnoxiously loud and making every step bigger than it had to be. And I just remember feeling like I had found home outside of home, in a community, in a place that I never expected to find a community that was so bright, joyful, and that felt just like I needed to be like around, like just the right amount of people, just the right amount of love, just the right amount of care. It was amazing, and I wouldn't change it for the world. And I still remember that day, and it still brings a smile to my face every time I think about it. So that is kind of my memory.
I guess there were moments where it's like moments where you just feel like everyone's in the grind with you and in the hustle with you, whether it's staff, faculty, or students. I feel like those moments really meant the most because you realize it's really not an individual journey. Everyone's running the race together and we're all like holding each other's hands through it. So, yeah.
I want to say thank you to my brother and my amazing boyfriend. Thank you guys for always being there for me. And I wanted to say a special thank you to my mom. I know you can't be here by my side today, but I know you're always looking down on me.
I'd like to give a shout out to my parents and thank them for all their support through the years, especially by driving me to school.
So today I would like to thank my mom and dad who are here and my siblings for all the love and support they have shown me over the past 4 years. Every text, call, and visit has meant so much to me, more than I can describe.
Shout out to Dr. James Ingram for teaching me all about political theory and inspiring me to pursue that in the future.
I always knew university would teach me a lot, but what I didn't expect was that my greatest lessons wouldn't be from the textbooks, but from the people that made this journey unforgettable. Mom, Dad, this degree isn't just mine, it's yours as well. Your unwavering support, your love, it didn't go unnoticed, and it shaped me to be the person that I am today, and I couldn't have done it without you.
One of my special memories from university, specifically at McMaster, is Light Up the Night, and I think it was really an amazing time with all my friends that came out. We took pictures at the photo booth, we went on the Ferris wheel, we had some good food that day, and I truly think it was very wholesome to have this moment with all of you.
I would like to shout out to First Love Jesus for helping me get through university because it's already hard. And then I would love to shout out to my mom, my dad, my 2 amazing sisters, and my friends and New Spring community for always being there for me. I would love to shout out to all the friends that I made in computer engineering and management as well. Y'all are real ones, y'all are troopers, and y'all are amazing. To all the professors that have helped me through my undergrad as well, I would really love to thank you for helping me get through university.
Life-changing.
Resilience. Community and inclusion.
Finding family.
Home. Second home.
The best years.
Rewarding. Eye-opening.
Inspiring.
Very loving.
Adventure.
Growth.
Incredibly rewarding.
Beautifully chaotic. Heartwarming.
Diversity.
Transformative.
Transformative.
Community.
Community.
Community. Unforgettable.
Thank you, class of 2025. We are confident you will continue to make us proud, and we are so excited to see where you will go, what you will create, how you will advance and innovate, and where you will make your unique impact, making a brighter world for us all. And to echo the sentiments of our graduands, thank you to all the supporters out there who played such an important role in bringing us to this occasion today. We celebrate you along with your graduate today, and we share your pride. And graduands, remember, your formal time at McMaster may have come to a close, but you are now a member of the McMaster Alumni Association, and we are here wherever you want to connect. Stay in touch, keep your email up to date, and learn about all that your Alumni Association offers you. Welcome to the network of a lifetime.
Graduates and guests, please rise as you are able for the academic procession.
I declare that the 656th Convocation of McMaster University for the Conferring of Degrees is now in session.
Please be seated. Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Jeremiah Hurley, Acting Provost and Dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences. And this afternoon, I have the great pleasure of acting as your Master of Ceremonies and welcoming all of you, graduates and guests, to this convocation ceremony. On behalf of McMaster University, I would like to recognize and acknowledge that we meet today on the traditional territories of the Mississauga and the Haudenosaunee Nations within the lands protected by the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Agreement. We must remember that we all have a role in upholding the spirit of the agreement, which urged for the peaceable sharing of the Earth's resources. We must also not forget that merely acknowledging our presence on these traditional lands is only one small step on our shared path toward reconciliation. And we are all challenged to consider how we can foster reconciliation among the many peoples that inherit these lands. I would like to start today's proceedings by acknowledging some of the notable leaders joining me on stage today. Our Chancellor, Dr. Miss Santi Smith, President and Vice Chancellor, Dr. David Farrar, Vice President and Dean of the Faculty of Health Sciences, Dr. Paul O'Byrne, Vice Provost and Dean of Graduate Studies, Dr. Steve Ranilovic, a number of Vice Deans, Associate and Assistant Deans, Chairs, faculty members, and honored guests. Before we start our formal ceremony,
I would kindly ask everyone in the hall to switch off any electronic devices that may ring, beep, or make other noises during the ceremony. And I would now like to call upon Chancellor Santee Smith to deliver the Thanksgiving address and to make her own welcoming remarks.
Yamagoa, big thank you, Acting Provost Hurley. Sego, Sewaguego, greetings everyone. Watgwenuwalado, welcome. Honored guests, staff, families, friends, and colleagues, and McMaster University, Mohawk College, and visiting faculty members, and most importantly, graduates. What a wonderful spring day it is as we come together to share warmth, to celebrate achievements, and to extend our gratitude. As we celebrate today, let us acknowledge the land on which we gather, a land with deep histories, culture, stories, and knowledge systems that continue to teach us. May this moment inspire us to walk forward with humility, curiosity, and courage to make meaningful connections and contributions to the world. I'm pleased to begin the ceremony with the Ohandu Galiwat Dekwen, the words spoken before all else, also known as the Thanksgiving Address, spoken in Ganyak Geha, the Mohawk language. Sewatohosios ne gatne galewasa ne ona ne angali hohetste ne ganawala donsula. These words of wisdom intend to unite our minds and our hearts in acknowledgement, to give thanks, affirm our interdependency, to cultivate compassion and kindness to all living entities, and to remind us of our responsibilities for sustaining nature's delicate balance, and to encourage peaceful coexistence in alignment with the immensity of creation. We offer our greetings and our gratitude to the people, human beings, our ancestors, our family, and friends, so be it in our minds. We give greetings and gratitude to Mother Earth, for she provides us with everything that we need to survive and thrive, so be it in our minds. We give greetings and gratitude to the waters, from the oceans to the streams, to the waters flowing in our bodies, and to the water that quenches our thirst. Water is life, so be it in our minds. We give thanks to all of the fish life who help to purify the waters and provide us with nourishment, so be it in our minds. We offer greetings and gratitude to all of the plants, from the grasses to the medicines which help to purify and strengthen our bodies, so be it in our minds. We give thanks to all of the insects who help to pollinate the plants, so be it in our minds. We offer greetings and gratitude to our sustenance foods for their nourishment and the medicine they provide us, so be it in our minds. We give greetings and thanks to the fruit life who help to nourish our body so that we may know the sweetness of life, so be it in our minds. We offer greetings and gratitude to all of the animals, many who sacrifice their lives to help sustain and nourish us, who are our teachers and our guides, so be it in our minds. We give thanks to the birds whose beautiful singing uplifts our spirits and brings peace and calm to our hearts, so be it in our minds. Dayatinu walara ne galunda ongua e tonayonto hoge ne naguat nagula. We give greetings and gratitude to every species of tree. We cannot live without the oxygen they provide us. Their roots and sap provide us with nourishment and cleansing for our bodies, and we are grateful for their shelter and shade, so be it in our minds. Dayatinu walaro ne zuerler warnier e tonayonto hoge ne naguat nagula. We offer greetings and gratitude to the circulating winds who traveled the earth, bringing new life and breath. Through observing the winds, we recognize the seasons and messages about the environment, so be it in our minds. We offer greetings to Grandfather Thunders for purifying the air and awakening the earth and awakening us. The powerful voices of lightning and thunder bring on the replenishing and the renewing rains, so be it in our minds. Datsi dawanualaro ne anjangeni galakwa eto na yonto hagetne neguat negula. We give greetings and gratitude to our eldest brother, the sun, who appears consistently each morning to provide sunshine, protection, and energy for all living things, so be it in our minds. Dayatinu walaro ne asatanega wat nirele eto na yonto hagetne neguat negula. We give thanks to Grandmother Moon for lighting up the nighttime sky and her powerful pull on our waters, governing of cycles and women and birth. So be it in our minds. Dayatinu walara ne yodzisto warlunyo eto na yonto hogetne naguat nagula. We give greetings and gratitude to the stars, to the cosmos, for providing us with guidance, direction, and dazzling our eyes when we look into the nighttime sky, so be it in our minds. Dayatinu walara de deonkiaradon eto na yonto hagetne naguat nagula. We give greetings to our protectors, our spiritual guardians, who provide clarity of mind and peace to our hearts, so be it in our minds. Datsi dawanualaro ne we give thanks to all creation, the immense creative energy that lives and moves in every entity and lives and moves in all of us. Da eto ni gawanage, da eto. This short address is offered as a humble acknowledgement, as a reminder of the immensity of creation and the universe of which human beings are a very small part. In recognizing the breadth and the depth of addressing the entire natural world, I may have overlooked a few things. So I take it to you to give thanks to anything that I missed, anything that's important to you. It is a reminder of our responsibilities as protectors of nature and active upholders of skana. And skana means peace, also balance. To cultivate peace and balance within us in relationship to kin, community, the environment, and all of our non-human relatives. Addressing our interdependence is necessary to sustain a world in a good way. We thank everything upon which we depend to get us to this very moment. In gratitude and celebration, we are here to acknowledge your achievements. Convocation is a time to reflect on the stories and the actions that have shaped us, stories of perseverance, resilience, and connection. It is also an invitation to imagine the stories yet to be written, the roles you will embody, and your own impact rippling out into the world. Today marks this moment of transition, a threshold where one chapter ends and another begins. Each of you has journeyed through challenges, triumphs, learning, and growth to arrive here. But no journey unfolds alone. Along the way, there were helpers, teachers who inspired, mentors who guided, friends who uplifted, and loved ones who stood by you with unwavering support. Nyawa Goa, immense thank you to all of those people. As you step forward through this threshold, may you carry with you the lessons and the gratitude for all those who walked alongside of you. To the graduands, take this moment to celebrate, fully embrace this milestone achievement. We look forward to witnessing the unique gifts you will bring to this world as thoughtful, responsible, and visionary contributors to our shared future. Best wishes. Yo Yanale, congratulations, and please enjoy the ceremony.
Thank you, Chancellor Smith, for those welcoming words of gratitude. I would now like to introduce the Vice President and Dean of the Faculty of Health Sciences, Dr. Paul O'Byrne, who's going to make their own welcoming remarks and then present the honorary degree recipient today.
Madam Chancellor, Mr. President, honorary degree recipient, guests, and most importantly, members of the McMaster class of 2025, many congratulations and my thanks to you for allowing me the privilege of speaking at your convocation this afternoon. In the summer of 1982, my family and I relocated from Hamilton to San Francisco, California, where I was to begin a postdoctoral fellowship at the University of California, San Francisco. The previous year, in June 1981, the United States Centers for Disease Control, CDC, reported that a very rare lung infection had been identified in 5 previously healthy men in Los Angeles. The infection was PCP, pneumocystis carinii pneumonia. As this news from Los Angeles spread, physicians from across the country began calling the CDC to report similar cases. Now, I was trained in respiratory medicine here at McMaster University and spent some time working in the intensive care unit at the San Francisco General Hospital, which had about 40 beds. Walking through the unit in late 1982, almost all of those beds were occupied by young men dying of respiratory failure because of pneumocystis pneumonia. Looking back on that time, I remember the overwhelming anxiety and fear that were part of dealing with the terror of this new epidemic. The epidemic that acquired the acronym AIDS, Acquired Immunity Deficiency Syndrome. It was virulent, it was deadly, and we quickly learned it was increasingly indiscriminate. By February 1993, Dr. Robert Gallo of the National Institutes of Health in the United States suggested that AIDS was likely caused by a retrovirus. And just 3 months later, Dr. Luc Montagnier and Francois Barras-Sunusi of the Pasteur Institute in Paris announced the identification of that retrovirus as human immunodeficiency virus, HIV, a discovery for which they were awarded the Nobel Prize in 2008. The HIV/AIDS crisis in North America peaked in 1995 when complications from AIDS were the leading cause of death for people aged 25 to 44 years. That year, hundreds of thousands around the world died of AIDS-related causes. By contrast, today, AIDS-related deaths have dropped more than 95% since their peak in 1995. And in Canada, somebody diagnosed with HIV today is considered to have a chronic rather than a terminal illness. Now, other parts of the world have been far less fortunate, but treatments and templates for care and community programs now exist so that we can imagine the end of an epidemic that began when I was a relatively newly minted physician. We had traveled from fear to confidence in less than a span of one career. This was because of the professionalism, the awareness, the ingenuity, and dedication of physicians and scientists, advocates, and healthcare professionals of every kind. Initially, there were the observant physicians who realized there was an infectious agent at work. There were leaders in the CDC who, just 3 days after the publication of that initial report, established a task force to identify and define the epidemic. There were community leaders and public health officials who mobilized to stem the spread of the infection through education and through advocacy. And there were the scientists who identified the virus and developed treatments. Now, I have admitted much of this story, from the leadership of the gay community to the development of the antiretroviral drugs that provide hope to so many people living with HIV. In this remarkable story, there are heroes too numerous to mention. And while some of them displayed the qualities of great heroes, the majority were just doing their jobs. They were paying attention to unusual clinical situations. They were working as part of teams and networks. They were sharing information and ideas. They were participating in the full range of tasks associated with the best healthcare, things like community engagement, policy awareness, political advocacy, social planning, and just simply endurance. HIV/AIDS is one example of a disease, condition, or pandemic that has seen its rise and fall within the time frame of less than the duration of one single career. And we have seen another more recent example in 2020 with the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. Your future careers will certainly bracket other such stories. As you take your next steps, remember that your chosen field offers the kind of work where your attention, your insight, your inventiveness, your dedication, and your professionalism can alter the trajectory of a global pandemic. You will have many opportunities to contribute, to change lives, or even change the world. Your commitment to healthcare and your McMaster education all but guarantees that. What a remarkable privilege that is. By arriving here at Convocation today, you have made your families and your McMaster family deeply proud. We are honored to have such a talented and gifted individuals graduate from our Faculty of Health Sciences, and we shall certainly be proud of your many successes to come. Thank you very much. I would now like to introduce this year's honorary degree recipient. Chancellor Smith, by the authority of the Senate of McMaster University, I have the honor to present Robert Brian Haynes. Dr. R. Brian Haynes is one of the founders of evidence-based medicine, the McMaster-born innovation regarded as one of the most important medical advances of the past 150 years. Dr. Haynes joined McMaster University in 1997 as an assistant professor in the Department of Clinical Epidemiology and Biostatistics, with a joint appointment in the Department of Medicine. He later established the Health Information Research Unit, built the Health Knowledge Refinery, and chaired his home department. He retired as Professor Emeritus in 2016. Dr. Haynes made vital contributions to defining evidence-based medicine by, for example, establishing hierarchies of evidence and developing health informatic tools. He was the first to integrate a vast array of medical journal articles, discovering that less than 1% of the conclusion espoused by those articles was scientifically valid and clinically applicable. He also pioneered the creation of internet-based information services to deliver these studies to clinicians, and he used machine learning to develop the clinical queries tool, which utilizes what has become known as the Haynes filters. As co-founder of the global not-for-profit Cochrane Collaboration, Dr. Haynes was a member of the organization's inaugural board of directors, hosted the first annual Cochrane Colloquium, now in its 28th year, and founded the Canadian Cochrane Network and Centre, which engages all Canadian medical schools. He has also made significant contributions to leading medical journals, including the British Medical Journal's Evidence Updates and the American College of Physicians Journal Club, of which he is the founding editor. Dr. Haynes has collected an impressive list of honours, including Health Canada's National Health Scientist Career Award, an American College of Physicians Rosenthal Award, and the Queen Elizabeth II Diamond Jubilee Medal. He is an honorary member of the Medical Library Association and the American Medical Writers Association. He is a Fellow of the Royal Society of Canada, a Foreign Associate of the National Academy of Medicine and Institutes of Medicine, a Fellow of the Canadian Academy of Health Sciences, as well as an Officer of the Order of Canada. Chancellor Smith, today I ask that you recognize the impact of McMaster's own Robert Brian Haynes by conferring upon him the degree Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
Robert Brian Haynes, by the authority of McMaster University Senate, I have the great pleasure to confer upon you the degree Doctor of Science, honoris causa, in McMaster University with all the rights and privileges pertaining to that degree. I would now invite you to turn your attention to the video screen for Dr. Haynes' Convocation Address.
Madam Chancellor, President for our graduate guests, it's truly an honor for me to address you today. Graduates, congratulations on your accomplishments leading to this happy celebration. I'm most grateful for this opportunity to share the moment. Before I focus on that, I have some personal thank yous to deliver and some explaining to do. You're viewing this video presentation as part of the proceedings for today's convocation, and I thank you in advance for your forbearance. Although I would much prefer to do this presentation live, I'm sure this pre-recorded video will prove much easier to follow. Thank you to McMaster, especially the President's Office and the Registrar's Office and our Campus Media Productions for accommodating my disabilities. I have Parkinson's disease, and it affects both the strength of my voice, I have hypophonia, and my articulation, I have dysarthria. Parkinson's also stiffens my facial muscles to make it appear that I'm not smiling when in fact I am. So you know, this is me beaming at you with what's left of my smile. I thank McMaster University for the honorary doctorate it has bestowed on me. McMaster has created a wonderfully rich academy to grow careers, including or maybe especially mine. Acknowledgement that I have done my bit means a great deal to me and my family, but I want to be clear that any success I've had are due to the collective efforts of the teams of colleagues, research staff, and support staff whom I've been fortunate to work with. I thank my family for their love and support, which has sustained me particularly during my battle with Parkinson's disease over the past 12 years. My wife, Joanne, is simply an outstanding caregiver. She is here today, along with our son, Graham, daughter-in-law, Miranda, and two of our granddaughters, Kira and Sophie, and our daughter, Lindsay. Now back to you, graduates. I'm quite familiar with this venue and event, having attended graduations over the past half-century. First as a student in the 1970s, my goodness, how time flies, and since then as a faculty member. I treasure my memories of Convocation. One feature that I'm most fond of is a special phenomenon I've come to call the Bridge of Brilliant Smiles. Graduates, the Bridge of Brilliant Smile begins stage left, just as you receive your degree, and then cross the bridge past the Chancellor's ceremonial chair. Your smile marks your transition from graduand A&D to graduate ATE. Recognition of your success in making it past this major milestone in your career. I hope you will favor us with a brilliant smile as your turn comes to cross the bridge. I'm delighted to take this opportunity to provide a heads up about the topic of your continuing education. As new evidence keeps changing the healthcare landscape, your continuing education underpins whatever ongoing success you will have as a practitioner or a healthcare researcher. My heads up is specifically about health knowledge translation, or KT. KT contributes to the accurate and timely transfer of evidence from scientifically sound research to healthcare practice. Knowledge translation is a linchpin for providing evidence-based healthcare. KT links evidence with action, and crucially often depends on you as a practitioner for success. That is for the brain power, muscle, and elbow grease needed to get the job done. One hopes keeping up will become easier in the future, especially through finding or creating simpler, better healthcare interventions. But there are many inefficient processes in healthcare and in continuing education at present. As you know, McMaster's Faculty of Health Sciences is the birthplace of evidence-based care. I'm proud to have been involved since its inception over 30 years ago. But evidence-based healthcare has a long journey ahead, a lot more evolution to go through before it can approach its full potential for improving health outcomes. Knowledge translation research targets this evolution for understanding and solutions. Just one example to illustrate the types of problems to be addressed. Less than half of patients follow the prescriptions of their clinicians. And these clinicians have no better than chance accuracy in guessing which of their patients are not adhering to their prescriptions, even for patients that clinicians believe they know well. Clearly, this is a muddle that needs to be sorted out. Graduates, you are well equipped to play an exemplary role in the evolution of evidence-based healthcare. You are fortunate to have received a problem-based learning by inquiry education. This puts you in a commanding position to keep up to date with current best evidence for care and well-being of your patients. I hope and trust that you will embrace and nurture the skills you will need to keep you up to date. Changing your practice and your patient's management is a non-trivial task. Take, for example, my own experience of over 3 years as a medical care provider for patients with diabetes. During that time, many new tests, procedures, and treatments became available, and optimal management was transformed. For type 1 diabetes, for example, new insulin pumps, continuous glucose monitoring, and for type 2 diabetes by new medications, notably GLP-1 receptor agonists and SGLT2 inhibitor. Mastering these new ways takes setting aside time for learning in what is usually an increasingly busy work schedule as your practice matures. Keeping up takes the 3 C's: critical appraisal, collegiality, and collaboration, all of which I trust you've embraced and practiced during your education at McMaster. What it doesn't take is working on your own and continuing the practices you learned in a graduate or postgraduate position. That could render you obsolete as a practitioner in short order. Of course, those of you who are heading for clinical practice will spend some more years getting this more specialized training before you will be licensed to practice independently. That is, without direct supervision. Specialization is indeed a successful strategy for gaining expertise, as well as limiting the burden of keeping up to date by narrowing the scope of practice. But we can't have only practitioners who are so specialized they can't sort out undiagnosed or undifferentiated problems, but who cannot handle complex problems with multiple disorders and treatments converging and often competing for the same patient. All practitioners need continuing education, knowledge translation products, and procedures to provide evidence-based healthcare. Graduates going forward, I invite you to watch closely for knowledge translation solutions and harness KT help with your continuing education in the evidence-based care you provide. For graduates going on to do research, both basic and clinical, I hope you will take opportunities to train in how to do KT research and do KT research projects yourselves. Canada is quite likely the best country in the world for such training, at McMaster for sure, but also Toronto, Ottawa, Sherbrooke, Laval, and health sciences research programs across the country. Graduates, the bridge of brilliant smiles beckons, and we are eager to see you light up the auditorium with your deservedly proud smiles as you receive your degree. My very best wishes for success and joy in your careers. And I'm sure knowledge translation research and tools will help you succeed along the way. Happy trails.
On behalf of McMaster University and all of us, congratulations and nyawa. Thank you, Dr. Haynes.
May I also lend my congratulations and thank you, Brian, for those words of wisdom from a long and distinguished career. I would now like to welcome Dr. David Farrar, President and Vice Chancellor, to present the graduands to our Chancellor for admission to their degrees.
Graduands, if you are able, please stand. This is the best part of the ceremony. They actually turn the lights on and we can see you. Chancellor Smith, on behalf of McMaster University Senate, I present to you these candidates and those in absentia, in order that you may confer upon them the appropriate degrees. I bear witness that they are worthy and suitable.
Graduands, by my authority and that of the McMaster University Senate, I have the great pleasure to admit those before me today and those in absentia to their individual degrees at McMaster University, with all the rights and privileges pertaining to those degrees. My sincere congratulations to you all.
Please be seated. Graduates, I would now ask each of you join me on stage so the Chancellor and I may welcome you into the McMaster community of scholars. We would be delighted to shake your hand or to acknowledge your accomplishments without touching. Congratulations.
Honoured guests, so that each graduate's name may be heard, it would be appreciated if during the presentation of the graduates, you would hold your collective applause to the end of each degree category. Thank you. Chancellor Smith, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Doctor of Philosophy.
Michael Rain D'Agostino. Rabia Fatima. Patricia Anna Jazwiek.
William Thomas Maish.
Jalise Ahmed Nasir.
Bibi Sumaya Hussein Sokichan. Sean Vandersloos.
Shania Shannon Popa. Mehnaz Munir.
Behruz Astane. Madis Kamali.
Tamara Lotfi. Amr Mohammed Ahmed Ali.
Olga Dimitra Biziotis. Erblin Canny.
Ann Lee. Vidyalakshmi Mohan.
Christiana Whetstone.
Raichi Yin. Bree Anna Rosetta Owusu. Coral Rakovsky.
Sheila Adunki.
Fiona Catherine Campbell. Jill Kathleen Van Dam.
Chancellor Smith, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Doctor of Philosophy and Doctor of Medicine.
Jermaine Sophie Ghana. Michael Brandon Zahn.
Savera Owes.
Chancellor Smith, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Master of Science.
Mei Ni Shu.
Michael Hassan Hack. Vanessa Pavani.
Mariana Georges. Mena Komiha.
Sinat Casa Seman.
Saren Solomon Tefera.
Abby Tristani. Saria S. A. Wahush. Allah Adel Benjizi.
Michelle Lee Groff.
Humayun Kabir. Clement Chun Him Lee.
Asta Relin.
Harishan Santharalingam.
Rodrigo Araujo Montero da Silva.
Charlotte Christina McEwen. Kathleen Ansaret. Cedrina Afreen Mona. Taylor Ann Ross. Jennifer Ofori Aquamoa. Sophia Albalki. Miriam Ruth Brown. Corrine Ann Bryant.
Harriet Antwiwa Deborah Apau.
Diana Lynn McPherson Doe. Mahnaz Donyadide Tori. Heidi Lynn Elias.
Jenny Saunders Huntley. Nabal Kanan.
Katrina Helen Kilroy. Christy Elizabeth Lockhart. Claudine Niramahire.
Sohela Oliai. Nathalie Quevillon Dussault. Nicole Irene Saucier.
Kelly Elizabeth Waite. Brandon Wayne Florek.
Maheshwar Nandalal Pandey.
Tirza Tishani Thiviyakumar. Anika Kumari Anand. Neelam Bal.
Tahaye Adam Burhane.
Jordan Ava Best.
Olesia Bilos. Sena Bolsker. Wilsey Chaudhry. Alessandra Fracassi.
Amita Gujral. Quincy Elizabeth Browers Hannah. Julia Ray Harrington. Arezu Khalid. Rachel Marmer. Emily Catherine Mooney. Jenna Lee Morrison. Lujain Safwat Mustafa.
Alida Nexa. Jovana Radakovich.
Abi Shabgard. Sujaya Takwa Tiba. Philip Trepiak. Ryan Michael Lysabild Walsh.
Emma Elizabeth Weber.
Iris Rosen Weissman. Liam Younger. McKenna Kaplan.
Chancellor Smith, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Master of Science, Speech Language Pathology.
Benton Ross Duncan.
Chancellor Smith, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Master of Public Health.
Roa Abdallah.
Jawaria Fatima Ahmed.
Ghazal Behravan. Damara Downey. Serene Gamra.
Carolyn Grice Jones.
Laura Heather Jones.
Tiff Lung. Mushtari Momotuj Mimi.
Mahira Morshed.
Gianna Rachel Pilanayagam.
Lauren Elizabeth Rice.
Harveen Kaur Saini.
Sanzita Shams. Hiba Syed.
Manasvi Sai Vanama.
Michelle Watson.
Chancellor Smith, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Doctor of Medicine.
James Abeste. Arjun Agarwal, Rahim Ahmed, Zobeida Al-Baldawi,
Ahmed Khaldoon Al-Daraji, Rifa Fatima Ali,
Kelsey Allen,
Swati Anand,
Catherine Marie Therese Andari, Nicole Asamoah, Sukrit Atwal,
Zain Awadia, Amr Aziz, Dong Ba, Sarun Balaranjan,
Sachi Bami, Sean Barbato, Nima Behravan,
Tara Baruzian, Sukhdeep Kaur Bungal,
Yudvir Bhatti,
Stefan Bianchi,
Sapriya Burke, Christopher Brinton, Megan Brookbank, Brock Browett, Caitlin Cairns, Madison Campbell, Harleen Chahal, Jocelyn Chan, Rodney Sheldon Chan,
Gracia Chen,
Hao Ming Chen, Alan Cheng, Janet Cheng, Emily Chung, Terry Cho,
Alexandro Chu,
Lucy Cunningham, Si-Chung Dai, Nicholas Dunn, Joshua Dworsky Freed,
Abdullah El Sayes,
Ola Adel El Sharif, Lloyd Fan, Spencer Fansolato, Chanel Fu,
Gauravneet Gill,
Emily Grant,
Narija Gray, Akashdeep Grewal,
Joshua Grief, Junaid Habibi, Georgia Hacker, Amanda Hadwin, Yiwen Han,
Megan Harris, Zachariah Hassan, Payman Haydari,
Clara Hick, Nell Hugavine, Angela Hu, Amy Ting Chi Huang, Grace Huang, Catherine Sapna Humar,
Sanjam Kaur Hunjan, Junaid Ishaq,
Misha Ishtiaq, Melissa Jiang,
Catherine Yeun Jung,
Emily Kaser, Michelle Can Hodgson,
Trivin Cannon,
Arnav Kaul,
Anisa Kaufan,
Madeline Komar, John Kusioris, Hyok Yoon Kwan, Abby Lai, Jonathan Lai, Brian Lamb, Benjamin Lamont, Isabel Lay, Diyoung Lee, Ethan Litsky, Ziwei Lin, Luke Liu,
Winnie Liu,
Vanessa Luke,
Samuel Lowell,
Muqtasid Mansour, Keiko Marshall, Terrell Marshall,
Scott Mason, Michaela McNulty,
Mansi Mehta, Daniela Mellis, Matthew Mellin, Dia Metko, Lana Moayad,
Amal Mohammed,
Serena Marill, Abid or Rafe Mughal,
Zainab Mussin, Janani Navignanavel, Christelle Pan,
Si Yuan Pan, Nishi Parikh, Rod Parsa,
Sophia Pei,
Jordan Pepper, William Pereira, Irina Petrovich, Stephanie Pai, Mohammed Rana,
Gazal Rezegi,
Parnia Sadegzadeh,
Amar Saleh,
Abby Saunders, Irina Savinova,
Rania Saxena,
Saras Campoli,
Yusuf Shad,
Darsh Shah, Tahmina Shamshiri, Morgan Shearer, Mariam Shanuda, Mahek Shergill, Victoria Shi,
Danya Shikara,
Hila Schnitzer, Rebecca Sebald, Julia Simone, Bhuvani Sivanyana Sundaram, Naomi Smith, Joseph Steinman,
Dijesh Subramanian, Brian Changja Sun,
Catherine Sun, Clara Sun,
Dana Tagados,
Alexandra Todd,
Parmpal Tor, Pascal Tsai, Ryan Forrest C,
Aditya Udaya Shankar, Alexandre Veilleux, Madison Walker, Brett Walsh,
Andrea Weckman,
Aaron Wen,
Chi-Yi Wang,
Yili Zhu, Gabriel Yalin, Candice Yang, Lori Yang, Peng Ling Yang,
Emily Zhang,
Sophia Zhang, Irene Zhao, Jia Yue Zheng,
Chancellor Smith, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Bachelor of Health Sciences, Midwifery.
Shania Acha, Annie Patrice Bechan,
Geneviève Céleste Hélène Marie Bouzan, Emily Elizabeth Brock, Sarah Elizabeth Brooks, Catherine Ann Clark,
Marissa Cadispati,
Victoriana Bumba Domingos,
Hania Hani El Hanedi,
Ariel Janelle Maya Felix, Alexandra Emily Green Pasella,
Emma Lynn Marie Heisinger, Tess Helen Laney Karwundi,
Rachel Catherine Krebs, Miki Lamb, Greer Alexandria Lewis, Mackenzie Dawn Loft, Jacqueline Teresa Marshall, Molly Martell,
Nathan Joseph McLeod,
Daniela Andrea Mendeville, Maria Milligan, Alexandra Taylor Morden, Samantha Grace Van Bommel, Kaylee Willick,
Chancellor Smith, may I present to you the following graduate of the degree Honors Bachelor of Health Sciences, Physician Assistant.
Olivia Kitty Mew,
Chancellor Smith, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Honors Bachelor of Health Sciences.
Mariam Mohammed Abdallah El-Syed Aga,
Zaid Albaya,
Muhaddisa Ali, Tasneem Al-Nahas, Mariam Amjad, Leanne Ruth Anandapa, Verena Andrawes,
Ishita Ariki Revola,
Syed Ali Azem, Serena Bonsal,
Abjot Kaur Basra,
Alador Birakitab, Harman Singh Bogal,
Anam Biabani,
Farheen Tausif Butt, Mohammed Mikhail Uram Butt, Benjamin Alexander Caputo, Neil Cargill, Rachel Jane Karuk, Leila Maria Casasanta, Caroline Elaine May Caswell,
Harmela Celestin,
Andrew Kyle Chammy,
Anjali Chauhan,
Luoyi Cheng, Anika Chabra,
Olivia Constance Chianrong Chivers,
Victoria Chow, Anjani Christy Anthony, Victoria Charlotte Cuthbert,
Brianna Kirsten DePestel,
Mubashira Desai, Tharani Amanda De Silva, Ruhi Darakshan Devje, Kiran Dami,
Ishika Dand,
Savine Danoya,
Naisha Ashish Daria, Arman Preet Kaur Dillon,
Julio Cesar Diaz Loeste,
Maddie Dick, Linda Duong, George Ferris,
Madeleine Fowler, Jada Aliyah Gibson,
Ashmita Jnana Pragasam,
Mark Gonsalves, Grace Hannah Goodale,
Riddhi Gopalakrishnan, Ashwini Ira Gaurishankar,
Maya Dunn Gupta,
Paranshi Gupta,
Jordan Houseman,
Nancy Yo-Yua He,
Rebecca Hahn, Jasmine Hussein Jimenez, Arya Kyung Nan Huang, David Jun Haji,
Wenjin Jiang,
Aditya Kalra, Angela Kang, Paige Kaufman, Grace Rachel Kemper,
Kimia Kermanshi, Mariam Khan, Gyua Kim, Karina Kweviakwe,
Haley Erica Kupinski, Megan Lang, Nicholas Lamb, Susie Sue Jin Lee, Victoria Junyi Lee, Christine Shu Yanglin,
Cindy Lin,
Jaden Lowe, Sanduni Mewanya Loku Galapati, Shireen Kaur Longia, Ashley Megan Lowe, Misty Oriel McDonald, Yasmin Madan, Andrea Maxwell,
Isha Mehreen,
Isha Amar Mehta,
Karishma Mehta, Natalie Masai, Marley McHale, Fred Hyo-un Min,
Rachel Carey Mintz,
Yasmin McAuliffe, Aya Saber Mohammed,
Raisa Mohammed,
Maria Antonella Mohora, Mahnor Moin,
Abira Murtaza, Naya Nadim, Courtney Nguyen,
Hannah Nguyen, Raquel Oatsvirk,
Joyamor Ortuno Nacho,
Omema Owais,
Parsia Parnian, Anushka Patel, Ayush Ashish Patel, Ryan Fan, Sara Pimenta, Amorin Mariel Politano,
Dia Raj Nair,
Victoria Alexandra Ralph, Mahitaj Rashid, Emma Robertson, Megan Robertson, Fan Elizabeth Rosenow, Samantha Rutherford, Shreya Saha, Hannah Drew Ceylon, Malcolm Lucas Saron, Mina Shahid, Amna Moaz Sheikh, Matthew George Scholdice, Maha Siddiq, Hano Park, Alicia Singh, Anjali Singh, Shrutisai Sivadas,
Rayeth Sivakumar,
Shirin Soleimani Najad, Gabrielle Amelie Straka, Madeline Renee Stanley Rainbow,
Lauren Angelica Sturpe,
Trinity Aspen Stodola, Christina Antonova Stoyanova, Jamie Lee Jing Stumpf,
Clarice Sue,
Tracy Sue, Cindy Sun, Shreyas Raj Suri, Nyla Serena Syed,
Amanda Tian, Melody Jong,
Nicholas Tong, Isabella Catherine Trivieri,
Mick Zodu,
Akash Uddandam,
Tasvia Udin,
Jasmine Upal, Melissa Valei,
Ria Grace Varghese,
Analpa Vishwanath,
Saismitha Vishnukumar,
Marissa Marie Waldrum,
Ellen Wong, Keisha Waniara Chige,
Matthew John Fortunato Wren, Jeanette Wu,
Andrew Yijia Shah,
Ginny Yang. Cynthia Magdi Youssef. Katrina Marie Zagrodzki. Carol Jang. Armina Akhlaq Najat. Mohammed Hassan Ali. Hussein Ali Mohammed Al-Kafaji. Malak Al-Musawi. Erica Appel. Daniel Sebastian Asenza. Serena Badre Rajai. Kylem Kason Lok Yin Chung. Jesslyn Hei Yin Chow.
Jenna Christensen.
Maya Zoe Chronopoulos. Emily D'Agostini.
Fatima Dawood.
Alyssa Emi Esaki. Arshia Fazeli Roshan. Henry June Xian Guan. Iman Haider.
Abdullah Haris.
Chloe Ho. Abrar Hossein. Victoria Jurisic. Bhuvani Kandia. Brian Kim. Saumya Koniswaran.
Eitan Korvat.
Jasmine Lau. Samantha Jane Liu. Noha Trinity Loy.
Hansel Loy.
Raymond Luo. Patricia Therese Perlas Marcelo. Tithi Mukesh Kumar Mayani. Haley Modi. Emily Suzanne Morris.
Michelle Prillick.
Varsha Rajakrishnan. Madison Leanne Reed.
Dana Rigoli.
Maya Isabella Ryan. Anish Samantha Pudi.
Navreen Kaur Sandhu. Simran Kaur Shergill. Adam Starcevic. Yusra Tariq.
Mariah Janice Taylor. Angela Tong. Sofia Nave Tremonte. Justin Marco Trasolini.
Ryan Nicholas Turkowitz. Janki Vagela. Ryan Thomas Vial.
Sujala Mahfuz Verk.
Sarp Yilmaz. Manjolaluwa Omolara Adeoye. Imran Syed Ahmed. Shah Amir Ahmed.
Jamie Avrumutsoya.
Megan Eleanor Borges.
Patrick Shuefeng Chen.
Dana Joycelyn Coppins. Panki Paresh Dave. Melissa Hope LG. Jordana Maurice Farrow. Daniel Fry.
Kriti Goyal.
Deepika Jivananthan. Sarah Yasmin Kellen Surya. Ishita Kalra. Maha Salim Khan. Pranav Kolavenu. Alexandria Grace Mansfield. Alyssa Sarah Mark. Matthew Ryan Marlatt. Sonia Rose Marotta. Celine Leong May. Alina Mehra. Maxwell Pan. Sin Yu Pao. Kajal Patel. Michelle Mira Premnath. Ray Hain Rebane. Sean Francis Saldanha. Bailey Sisk. Sanchiv Deepa Suresh. Meenakshi Varanan. Chi Jung.
Ebony Alrina Almeida.
Reese Sabrina Cameron. Natalie Yuet Ying Chiang. Amelia Victoria Debsky. Amish Hitesh Parmeswar Gunga. Yuen Ho.
Jasia Ali Janjua. Lyle Vinnie Matam. Matisse Ing.
Dinuri Diana Punchi Hewa. Iman Amer Shaikh. Tanjo. Sara Abbas. Manar Adem Mohammed Ali. Ariba Ashraf. Joseph Atto. Jashwin Badwal. Aishwarya Rita Bavan. Konstantin Blinkov. Matthew Christopher Bradamore. Tyler Carmona. Mahak Chaudhry. Aiden Michael Chong. Zijian Chu. Anna Fan.
Bhavana Gundapaneni. Danish Hakimi.
Chelsea Hang. Caitlin Ka Waiho. Matthew Huang.
Tuba Javed.
Andrew William Johnston. Aiden Khan. Tiffany Rachel Khan. Jason Chi Wing Lee. Wanyu Lian. Liangwei Liao. Connie Lin.
Angela Yu Wei Liu. Bhavneet Kaur Madan.
Hema Manava. Samara Makbul. Sieda Dina Mirkoshko. Nilasha Mohan. Pranshu Mupidi.
Trisha Parchor. Man Parikh.
Fatima Rahman.
Negin Salehi. Hadia Khalid Sheikh.
Sedra Ahmed Sheikh. Erica Sharma. Michael Smarnfarb, Shravya Mudbidri Subodh, Wesley Ta,
Yue Tian,
Son Van,
Stephanie Wang,
Hodan Wardere, William Winarda, Karina Nicole Wong,
Chancellor Smith, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Bachelor of Health Sciences. Krishna Basani, Tegvir Singh Gruel, Lucas Kamal Habib, Sehaj Kang, George Masad, Joseph Newman,
Vanessa Marie Bautista,
Tanya Puri, Jasmine Kaur Sahota, Alexandra Karen Shulkin,
Chancellor Smith, may I present to you the following graduates of the Graduate Diploma in Clinical Behavioral Sciences.
Dolores Granillo, Alishba Abbes, Saba Pour Sasan, Fariha Abdul Mukit,
Chancellor Smith, may I present to you the following graduates for the Graduate Diploma in Clinical Epidemiology. They don't seem to be here. Is there anyone for the Diploma in Community and Public Health? No, we're done. Thank you.
Let's give one more round of applause to the class of 2025. So I'd now like to introduce you to Alador Berekatab, a graduate of the degree Honors Bachelor of Health Sciences, who will be delivering today's valedictory address.
Good afternoon, Chancellor Santee Smith, President and Vice Chancellor Dr. Farrar, Acting Provost and Dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences Dr. Hurley, Vice President and Dean of the Faculty of Health Sciences Dr. O'Byrne, Vice Presidents, Vice Deans, Associate Assistant Deans, esteemed faculty, loving guests, staff, and most of all, to my fellow graduating class of 2025. My name is Alador Berekatab, and what an honor it is to stand before you today on behalf of a class that has inspired me quietly, boldly, and relentlessly over the past 4 years. When I first stepped onto McMaster's campus, moving 6 hours away from home, I felt two things at once: the spark of isolation and the spark of possibility. As one of only 7 Black students in this program, that number wasn't just a statistic, it was a lens, one that shaped how I navigated every lecture hall and every conversation. I learned very quickly that sometimes to belong, you don't find space, you build it. And I've seen what happens when we do, where once there were only a few, now entire communities have taken root. I've seen the student leaders, the future healthcare professionals, the dreamers and builders step into their responsibility, not because the system changed overnight, but because they refused to wait for permission. And today, all of you graduating here, you did just that. In labs and in libraries, through research and in outreach, community care, late nights, long mornings, and everything in between, you built. You built in the quiet moments when no one was watching. You built in the broken systems and overlooked corners. You built not just for yourselves, but for what might come next, for the ones who follow, and for what could be if we dared. Before one of my biggest presentations of my degrees, I called my mom in a panic, expecting a pep talk. Instead, she said quietly, "Take a break, sleep, eat something. Tomorrow will still come." In that moment, I was reminded I'm not just a student, I'm a person loved enough to be told to rest. To all of our family, our chosen family spread across this room, thank you. To every professor who saw our potential before we could name it, thank you. And to every mentor who made room at the table, thank you. The Faculty of Health Sciences, you taught us that curiosity isn't just welcomed here, it's expected, and that the most powerful questions are often the ones we don't yet have answers for. McMaster didn't just teach us what to know, it taught us how to question what we think we know, and it gave us the courage to sit with uncertainty and the responsibility to act within it. And so, to the class of 2025, be so incredibly proud of yourselves. You've chosen integrity in a world that often rewards silence. You've offered care in systems that often withhold it. And you've made room at tables that didn't even have your name on them and still found the grace to pull up another chair. Today, we walk across the stage with degrees in hand, but we carry something far greater, a promise. A promise to see a gap and choose that we'll be the ones to fill it. To reach back even as we rise, because success that lifts one is not success at all. As my Black Health Science Association always says, it's a promise to keep building a world that is better than yesterday. When I arrived, I said I carried a spark, but today we leave as torchbearers, each of us holding a sword of flame. So wherever you go from here, carry it, build with it, light the way with it. Because the world we're chasing, the one that's better than yesterday, isn't a future we wait for, it's ours to build. Congratulations to the unstoppable class of 2025. Thank you.
Thank you, Alador, for those reflections. May I call upon the Dean of the Faculty of Health Sciences, Dr. Paul O'Byrne, who will present the Distinguished University Professor Award, followed by the President's Award for Outstanding Contributions to Teaching and Learning, and the President's Award for Excellence in Student Leadership.
Would Dr. Jeffrey Weitz please come forward? From time to time, the Senate of McMaster University awards the title of Distinguished University Professor to exceptional members of faculty whose contributions in scholarship and in education are outstanding. Chancellor Smith, today, on behalf of the University Senate, I have the honor to present McMaster's newest Distinguished University Professor, Dr. Jeffrey Weitz. Dr. Weitz is a professor of medicine and of biochemistry and biomedical sciences who also holds the Tier 1 Canada Research Chair in Thrombosis and the Heart and Stroke Foundation J. Fraser Mustard Endowed Chair in Cardiovascular Research. He's also the Executive Director of the Thrombosis and Atherosclerosis Research Institute. His scholarly work, which primarily influences the fields of thrombosis and cardiovascular research, has appeared in more than 650 peer-reviewed publications and 75 book chapters, generating more than 105,000 citations. most notably his work in creating and implementing a revolutionary treatment for blood clotting disorders has benefited millions of people worldwide. Dr. Weitz provides leadership to his field through senior roles with organizations including the Heart and Stroke Foundation and the American Heart Association and the International Society on Thrombosis and Hemostasis, where he is Secretary General and played a key role in creating and promoting World Thrombosis Day. In keeping with his standing and accomplishments, Dr. Weitz has received an extensive list of honors, both within Canada and internationally. Recognized as a Claret highly cited researcher, a distinction reserved for researchers in the top 0.1% of impact, he is also a Fellow of the American Heart Association, the Royal Society of Canada, the Canadian Academy of Health Sciences, and the European Union of Academy of Sciences. He earned the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Canadian Society of Hematology and the American Society of Hematology's Ernest Buehler Lecture and Prize. He is also an officer of the Order of Canada, and today we recognize him as one of McMaster's distinguished university professors. It's my pleasure to present the Distinguished University Professor Award to Dr. Weitz. Congratulations, Dr. Weitz. Would Dr. Jasdeep Deer please come forward? Professor Jasdeep Deer exemplifies the quality of an exceptional educator, mentor, and leader. As an assistant professor in the School of Rehabilitation Sciences, she has more than a decade of teaching experiences across the Masters of Science and Physiotherapy programs here at McMaster. Her teaching philosophy centers on fostering inclusive learning spaces, promoting critical thinking and clinical reasoning, encouraging self-directed education, and providing experiential learning opportunities. The impact of this philosophy is clear, with one former student describing Professor Deer as a tireless advocate for students, a compassionate mentor and educator who consistently goes above and beyond to ensure her students' success. Professor Deer's work to foreground equity, diversity, and inclusion and Indigenous reconciliation in healthcare is transforming learning environments at McMaster and the broader educational landscape, contributing to a culture of excellence in clinical education that resonates at a local and national level. It's my pleasure to present the President's Award for Outstanding Contributions to Teaching and Learning to Dr. Deer. Congratulations. Would Alador Barekatab please come forward? It's my pleasure to present the President's Award of Excellence in Student Leadership to Alador Barekatab. In 1993, McMaster University established an award that quickly became one of our university's highest forms of recognition for student achievement. The President's Award of Excellence in Student Leadership recognizes students who have made outstanding contributions to the McMaster community through their extracurricular, scholarly, and community efforts. On behalf of our university and faculty, I have the honor of presenting the newest recipient of the President's Award of Excellence in Student Leadership, Alador Barekatab.
I would now like to invite our President and Vice Chancellor, Dr. Farrar, to deliver his President's Address.
Chancellor Smith, distinguished guests, award winners, faculty, members of the McMaster community, members of the McMaster graduating class of 2025, family and friends. One of the privileges of my role as president is to speak to the graduates on the occasion of your convocation, to offer congratulations on behalf of the university, and to tell you how proud we are of you. We have heard some inspiring remarks in today's convocation, from the beautiful Thanksgiving address from our chancellor that opened the ceremony, to thoughtful and motivating speeches from our honorary degree recipient and our valedictorian. Let me add a few final thoughts before we bring this ceremony to a close. At the end of June next month, I will conclude my term as president at McMaster, and the university will welcome its next president, Dr. Susan Tai. I am confident that the university is in excellent hands. So these spring convocations are the last time that I will speak to graduates as president, and this is my valedictory too. When I began my term as McMaster's 8th president in January 2020, I had hopes and dreams for what we could accomplish together in my first 5 years. But within the first few weeks of January, we began to hear symptoms of a new illness causing pneumonia-like symptoms in China. By February, we were seeing the devastating impact on hospitals in small towns in Italy. And by the beginning of March, it was clear that the virus was circulating in North America. We closed the campus to in-person teaching and learning on March the 13th. Wherever you were in March of 2020, you have your own story on what happened next. Unless you were a healthcare worker or some kind of essential worker, you probably went home. You probably did your best to follow the guidance of our public health leaders, stay in your bubble. If you go out, stay a hockey stick away from others, wear a mask, don't touch your face, wash your hands. You probably remember the initial overwhelming support for exhausted healthcare workers and essential workers in those first few weeks of the pandemic. Thank you, healthcare workers, said the signs in the windows and on the billboards. We're all in this together, said our political leaders. The days became weeks, the weeks became months, and the virus did not go away when the warm weather of summer happened. The sense of we're in this together began to fade. School closures frustrated parents and students alike. Faculty colleagues spoke of the demoralizing impact of teaching to a screen of small black squares as more and more students turned off their cameras and checked out. Even more alarming was the rapid decline in trust for institutions. The fractured responses to the pandemic, public health guidance that changed as scientists discovered new information about the virus, deepened skepticism in some parts of our community, turning social influencers into seemingly equal authorities as on virology and vaccine effectiveness. Here in Canada, we saw that fading trust lead to hostility towards the public health community and eventually curdle into the Freedom Convoy in Ottawa. Suddenly, we weren't in this together. Where there had once been agreement that health is a collective endeavor, we saw a retreat into the rhetoric of personal responsibility and personal choice. Looking back over the last 5 years, I ask myself, did 2020 change us forever? The pandemic exposed how quickly our medical and social systems can be overwhelmed, despite years of warning from researchers and experts. We saw in real time a long-predicted crisis unfold faster than our institutions could adapt. This makes other foreseeable crises like antibiotic resistance to climate change, to misinformation, feel more tangible and more urgent. We also started to learn more about the real limits of solitary learning, when our collective experience of in-person lectures and labs was replaced by the isolated experience of Zoom lectures and discussions. Solitary experiences alone are not broad enough to sustain us, nor do they allow us to develop good reasoning abilities which lead to critical making of good decisions in a complicated world. I want to suggest that 2020 acted as a catalyst. It accelerated some existing trends like remote work and online learning, and at the same time, it revealed structural weaknesses such as disparities in healthcare and the internet. Who can forget the Hunger Games aspect of finding a vaccine appointment or a public testing site for COVID? Or the realization that some families had to take their children to sit outside of libraries and the local Tim Hortons to log on to online classes because they lacked good internet at home. In the aftermath of the pandemic, there seems to be a growing recognition that we are no longer facing discrete challenges, but interconnected crises that can amplify each other. Climate change can drive pandemics. Social inequality can undermine crisis response. Technological disruption can amplify social division. And borders mean nothing to a virus, whether it's biological or a conspiracy theory. I've always believed in the value of universities as a public good, as places where we are privileged to study what we choose. We hear dozens of different viewpoints, interpretations, and theories. We can change our mind or develop a more complex understanding of difficult issues. We can look for truth in unexpected places. In 2020, we needed to use all of those opportunities. I'm especially proud of the ways in which McMaster navigated through the pandemic. Our faculty quickly adjusted to online teaching. Our researchers worked nonstop to isolate the genetic sequence of the SARS-CoV-2 virus. Many people used their workshops to produce personal protective equipment for healthcare workers. Our students offered countless hours as volunteers and mentors in communities where the needs were immense. With input from many of our infectious disease experts and vaccine researchers, we were able to make good decisions quickly and to support our community here at McMaster and elsewhere. For me, 2020 changed many things. The pandemic shows how quickly global systems can be overwhelmed and how interconnected our vulnerabilities are. We now find ourselves at a precarious moment when several global crises are converging. The rise of authoritarianism in major powers offers another role of complexity to addressing global challenges. In the face of these threats, I've found reasons for optimism in the conversations I've had with hundreds of students at McMaster. You did not put your dreams on hold during the pandemic, but you found inspiring and innovative ways to pursue your goals. You are already working in countless ways to solve pieces of these enormous challenges. Did 2020 change everything? I think it made you more resilient, more determined, more collaborative. You're not burdened by the traditional assumptions of what is possible or realistic. You are clear-eyed about the urgency of our tasks, and you are ready to lead. One thing the pandemic made clear is the need for in-person interaction, whether it's in the learning environment, the virtual world, or our cultural pursuits. There's a role for online courses, virtual meetings, and streaming music, but it is not a substitute for the shared experience when we are together. In closing, I would like to leave you with a few lines from a poem by Audrey Schaefer, a doctor and a faculty member from the Stanford Medical School, who broadened her understanding of care when she became a patient in the system where she had spent much of her life. Her poem is called Medicine, and here is the final stanza. We are medicine. From the first white coat to the cap and gown, we champion the head and the heart of research, to understand, to pioneer, to transform science into hope. We are medicine. All of us, shining points on a great linked sphere. Together we learn, together we teach, together we discover, together we share, together we heal, together we are medicine. Congratulations on all your achievements. Do good things.
Thank you, Dr. Farrar. And I would now like to invite Chancellor Santee Smith to deliver her closing remarks.
Yoyanale. Congratulations to the class of 2025. Yoyanale means well done or good work, and I would like if we all are able to shout it out and fill this room with our voices. So I'm going to teach it to you phonetically, and we'll say it together after. So the first sound is yo. Yan, early. And together, yo yanale. Okay, one more time. Okay, I think we can do better than that. Okay, one more time. Out loud. 1, 2, 3. Yo yanale. Good job. Well done. As a McMaster alumni, I look forward to seeing where you all go from here. You are now all graduates and members of the McMaster alumni family. Congratulations. Dr. Wise, Dr. Deere, Alador, Dr. Haynes, congratulations on all of your accomplishments and for sharing your inspiring words and works and journey with us. Dr. President Farrar, you've given us a lot to think about, and I'm deeply honored and had a great pleasure to serve alongside of you during your presidency. And I will remember all of your convocation addresses and your words. I'll take them with me. Graduates, take all of the wise words you heard today with you as you go. My very best wishes to all of you as you take your next steps in your journey. Nyawa, thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor Smith. I have a few final announcements. We invite the graduates and guests to visit Wentworth Room C immediately following the convocation ceremony, as there will be a gathering to welcome you as a newly minted McMaster alumni. There will be light refreshments for you and your loved ones. And this event will offer a relaxed atmosphere to mingle, share memories, and bask in the joy of your accomplishments while enjoying some coffee and sweet treats. So let's make a special day even sweeter together. Loved ones, you will be able to meet your graduate at the alumni welcome event after they have picked up their degree, as we ask that only the graduates enter the degree distribution area. And following the singing of the national anthem, the academic procession and the graduate procession will exit the hall accompanied by music performed by local indigenous artists. I would ask that you please remain standing in your seats, at your seats until the academic procession and the graduates have left the hall. Now, please join now in singing our national anthem. After singing of the national anthem, this convocation stands adjourned.